Hey, it is your buddy, Peace and Harmony with you here today. Much love going out to all the beautiful, empowered harmonizers. We're zooming in and focusing in a little bit more in depth on an understanding of the pain dynamics in a relationship with a narcissist or a psychopath. Not only while you're in the relationship, sort of experiencing an alchemy or a change of feelings, which goes from the love bombing to the devaluing and the discard, is to understand that how does the body then naturally process this sort of relationship. You have to understand it from a physiological, emotional, as well as sort of conscious and cognitive point of view, really sort of on that deep level, and get down to really the nitty gritty, getting down to the nucleus, getting down to really that inception where that one cell breaks into two and divides. How is it especially this pain is created? The pain is really an important aspect and really an intention getter in the relationship, especially when there is a cognitive dissonance. There is a feeling that what you see is not what you get, and that is a mirror reflection of what is going on in the physiology within the narcissist. So there's an energetic transformation or passing forth, if you will. So it's my feeling, understanding that there's the topic of projection, where a narcissist will project their negativity and their insecurity, and really oftentimes when with something that you own or possess, a quality about you that they don't want you to live out or recognize, they'll then project a negative about your strength. In other words, trying to taint it or make it bad, wrong, or make you feel guilty. In other words, it's what Freud would call the super ego that's trying to cast judgment, that moral, superiority. The super ego to Freud was sort of the manager, the supervisor of the id, which was that impulsive, immature energy, and then the regulator of the ego, which was based more in sort of the everyday. And so the narcissist trying to sort of transpose their super ego onto you. But oftentimes their super ego, their judgment is too harsh, and it does not check out with you. It does not match. It's not an energetic match to your truth. Your truth, which means, your what's in your purest, highest sense, which is in your best interest, which is to cause you to flourish and to grow and be rooted in yourself in a healthy manner. They tend to tell you and project that it's not healthy for you to be rooted in yourself. It's not right. You're wrong. That doesn't make sense. You'll never survive. You can't be that way. You cannot be that way. That is not, how you're going to survive even. So they try to annihilate, void, and oftentimes punish that healthy side of you that wants the right thing. It's kind of like the narcissist is the bad boy or the bad girl. You're wanting the real love. You're wanting the real family. You're wanting the real future. You're wanting the real profession. If it's in your workplace, you're wanting a real, functional relationship, and they have to put the emotional brakes on it. They can't have it as such. It just is not. There's not going to be an energetic match with your authenticity, because the narcissist does not flow. That's not how they roll. That's not how they fit together with other people. They don't snap into place like that. There's an energetic, projection oftentimes that will create that division, and it's a divisiveness. It's a separation which creates the pain, and the pain is it's a displeasure. That you can't own your own truth in that presence. So you cannot simultaneously sort of own your truth in their presence, if that makes any sense, on an energetic match. It's like saying the seed of your being cannot flourish in that field. I mean, it's just, if you can get right down to energetic quantum field basics, it just, no matter, you can't will it to be, you can't try it to be, it's not an energetic match, but it's meant to be oftentimes to serve as a lesson. And it will create a lesson and an awakening once you sort of crack open that shell that is the, what's holding back, that sort of hard husk that holds back from, you know, that expression, and pleasant and positive. They always go for the hurt to try to knock others down, devalue, and degrade. So if you're in a state of pain and confusion, then they're in the wind. They have just taken over the ship, if you will. They've taken over the relationship. They have the power and control. They have an insatiable need for this. So, meaning it doesn't ever really get fulfilled. So, there's a constant feeling of lack of content or discontent within a narcissist. And a lot of people who have been with them for a long period of time, they tend to feel that they are the cause of that unhappiness when that is not the case. Or they tend to feel that it is their job then to try to make them happy or make them agreeable, which oftentimes you cannot do because of the way that they are. I mean, it's going to be an exercise of futility. It will not be able to work. So if you can acknowledge and validate this, it'll give you some relief, and the sooner you can accept it, the better. So you can put things into a frame and an understanding that is palatable and is reasonable, that you feel acceptance, peace, and a real sort of fluidity with. But the narcissist, you have to understand that this is internal individual work. This is for you, for your heart only, for your eyes only, your hands only, for your feet only. I mean, this is for your breath only. This is your time. This is for your understanding, and how to go through that process of recognition. It's a growth of awareness. And that's how you sort of grow and heal out of that pain, which is the hindering. The pain creates a sort of damage, which a damage which is an ongoing, and it can be feeling of felt and constantly digested or energetically sort of been sensitive to for a long period of time, and so. If this becomes very important then to sort of be able to detach a little bit, and to realize the good and the bad, if you will, to realize that you can, what your takeaway is, and not to feel guilty, not to feel that you have to perpetually satisfy the cycle the narcissist will present. Because there's going to always be a feeling that you cannot satiate them. You cannot be, you cannot satisfy them. You might always feel that you're a disappointment. Don't let this chronically hang over you, because it will create a feeling of impending anxiety all the time. It becomes a habit. So you have to break the habit, hence the recovery date, getting out of that habit, the recovery gift, doing something for yourself. Your writing is to get out of the habit. 30 days, is what is required to stop a bad habit. So what are your emotional bad habits right now that are keeping you connected and keeping you limited, and it's holding you back? What is, if you didn't feel so guilty, I would really love to. If I didn't feel so, held back, I would really, really think it would be fun to. Wouldn't it be great to? If I didn't feel, so much sharp pain, I would really love to begin. And if you can write 1 through 20 and write those out, those are your truth. Okay, this is what you own. This is what belongs to you. You have to claim your belongings. I mean, literally, and don't allow them to be swept away or told that they're not right, valuable, or beneficial. I mean, you have to come to a degree of ownership of that. After the pain, if it weren't for this pain, I would really love to. If it weren't for this tendency, if it weren't for this bad habit, I would really enjoy. I mean, we have to make this very simple. And then write 1 through 20, and have this as your come to deck of activities, is a resource for your recovery date. Just write them down now and keep them tucked away, held away, but allow yourself to just write 1 through 20. And have that all out in front of you and begin to take action, even if you don't think that you're ready, you have what it takes, all that stuff. You know, that you're too, you can't make it. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can, and yes, you will, but you have to put it into motion. And so part of the healing is getting things into motion first, and then feeling it moving, and then getting the momentum, and then taking the seeds and planting the very tiny, minuscule, itty bitty steps to get that etched away so you really can wiggle out that negative root and then feel liberated. It really is sort of a ungrounding from where you were grounded with the narcissist and not being grounded there, but having a understanding that part of you is going to have a nostalgia or be part of your history, and to just see and to feel okay with your experience of it. But not only that, it's understanding what is your purity and presence in this moment, and just staying in that purity and allowing those new foundational rooted wholesome steps to allow that to germinate and create a new 30 days in that energetic space will truly help, and then build another 30 days because you're creating in a new emotional habit, in a new emotional repertoire, in a new emotional climate. Does that make sense? I mean, if you want radical change, if you're sick of, waiting for never, it's time to put into motion and to create and to manifest. I mean, literally do it, and then see yourself doing it, and find that if you can do 30-day blocks, studies have shown that it takes 30 days to break a habit. So let's look at emotional habits. What are you doing that is just taxing you, wearing you out, and not giving you a lift or helping you to get more energized and empowered? And to do some of the things, where are you wasting time? In other words, let's cut around the procrastination and become aware of what you would truly like to do if it wasn't so difficult. If it wasn't so difficult, if it wasn't so cumbersome. If I could find it easier to do, I would really love to. 1 through 20, write all these down. I mean, you might have a list of 60 by now. I mean, just make it very, very simple. I would really love to travel to Hawaii, travel to Arizona, go to Turkey, plant an herb garden, create a quilt, get into a quilting group, get into a mastermind meditation group. I mean, what do and these are, moving forward. So 1 through 20, if you don't censor it, you'll be able to fill up that list for yourself. Make jewelry, create a sage bundle, go on a bird watching, adventure, walk by the swamp. I mean, what are you going to do? What are some ideas 1 through 20? And then plug these in your appointment book once a week for your recovery date. And then you go and you shift energy, and you shift awareness, and you shift consciousness of yourself in that state for those 2 hours that you block aside to be completely rehabbed. Okay, and it's important that you follow through. It's very important that you follow through on this as well, and get going in that direction. I mean, it's like building a ship that like a transport that you need to create energetically. It's creating an energetic transportation, if you will, moving forward, where before it's been very difficult for your foot to be on the accelerator. You're finding it difficult to go forward. You're feeling stuck and stagnated. I mean, that's really what it has to be like. And to get rerouted and find that you are grounded and rooted in a future. And if you can really see and feel that and know that, then you'll put some more roots down and some more groundedness. So it'll help to offset some of the dead roots that didn't, create anything for you. Does that make any sense? I hope this video does help. This is your buddy, Peace and Harmony, with you here today. And please share, please subscribe, and please donate. And please comment for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support. Peace out. Have a beautiful day.